Hi everyone, this is Jamie from the Metal Wax podcasts. I have Jessie here with me today from
Hi, everybody.
from Fire and many other different bands. And I believe you've gone solo now, Jessie. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm solo right now. Yes.
So I believe Jessie's been going solo for the last few years, isn't it? From what I can tell.
Actually, I've been solo probably since the mid '90s, I would say. Been solo.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's really cool. So
Yeah.
whereabouts are you based? Whereabouts are you based, Jessie?
Right now, I'm in Western New York. It's near Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was living. My late husband and we were living in Germany for about a year, and then in Italy a little bit, and then we came back here to visit my mother. This is where I was born and raised, but we came here to visit my mother, and sadly, Larry got very sick, and he ended up passing away. So I stayed here, because my family's here. I needed to be around my family. We were supposed to go back to Germany, but we didn't. I didn't make it there. And at that time, we were in the process of releasing a CD. And so that kind of was on the back burner for a little bit because we were planning on releasing it and doing all sorts of things and going back, like I said, to Germany. So I had to postpone the release, and then it was picked up by a small label in Italy. But so I'm here right now. I'm staying here for a while. I've been here now it's going to be, well, he passed away in 2013. So I've been here since 2013.
That's where it's at. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
States. Yeah. So the first question I've got for you, Jessie. So before Fire, was Fire the first band you were a part of? By the way, just so everyone knows, Fire is kind of a hard rock kind of based in Los Angeles, if I'm not quite mistaken. Los Angeles.
Yes. Right? Yes.
Yeah. So was there anything before Fire, like just before you started the band, or did it just start from Fire onwards?
Well, I'm from Buffalo, New York, from Western New York. That's where I am right now. So I was in a band for about 3 years called Actor. And that's how I got started in the music business here in Buffalo. We did very well. We put out an EP, and we got around and did very well. But then, like a lot of bands, we had our differences, and we disbanded. I was heartbroken about it. So when it was disbanded, I decided I'm going to go to LA. So I jumped in my car and I drove to LA, and I just started fresh and raw once I got to Los Angeles.
Yeah. Los Angeles is obviously really well known for having, especially in the 80s, such a big contingency of bands. Like, even in the UK, we've always seen Los Angeles as like, oh, you go Los Angeles to make it in a band, or there's advertisements of certain bands, and they all seem to gravitate towards Los Angeles, and that's where it's at, especially with the kind of 80s rock vibe. So
yeah, in the 80s, when did I actually get there? I think it was I think it was 1985. I'm not really 100% sure when I was there. But it was thriving. It was hot. I mean, bands everywhere. I mean, it was very, very exciting. It was competitive, but it was fun. It wasn't like something everybody was, an asshole or anything like that. We were just having a lot of fun, and it was very exciting. And the way the band came together was exciting. I lucked out into finding a manager very quickly by contact from somebody from my hometown. And I lucked out because he was very connected. And it took about a year to put the band together. We found the core band, and then we selected different musicians. And then after about a year, the band Fire was born. It was pretty cool.
What year did Fire form?
I'm sorry?
What year did Fire form?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't even know. I'm going to say 1990, 1991.
Yeah, so it's kind of the tail end of the whole, we call it hair metal glam kind of thing. Yeah. Okay.
We had a lot of hair in the band, a lot of hair.
Didn't everyone back in the day?
Yeah, everybody did a lot of hairspray.
Very, very cool. So, moving on, there is a demo. Um, Actually, I think there is a demo. I think you guys did, but what releases did you guys release? Did you release like any albums or any live
We
material?
never, sadly, Jamie, we never released anything officially. The demo got around because what we did was we sent out demos. We had a very cool publicist at that time, Mr. Paul Suter. He was amazing. I don't know if you know of him, but he's from the UK. I'm not sure where he is. I think he lives in Los Angeles now, but he was our publicist, and he sent out this 4-song demo with No No Nikki, Eyes of a Child, King of Thieves, and Lonely Street. And Jamie, we got so much publicity from magazines. We got airplay. It was crazy. We weren't prepared to handle it. So with all the excitement and all that press and all the advertising, we just kind of had to shuffle really quick to get it together. So what we started doing then is we started to do showcases for record labels, because our manager was Ray Brown at the time. I don't know if Ray Brown is a fashion designer. He's probably in the UK now. Yeah, he was our clothes. That's why you see us with a lot of pretty cool clothes. He was our clothing designer, but he was also our manager, and he really hooked us up. But unfortunately, it was at that time. Even though the band was killing it, and we were getting great reviews, and it sounded great, and it was unique. At that time is when all the music from Seattle was popping out, and it kind of just took over. And I think it was especially rough for any female fronted band at that time, because in that kind of punky time, it wasn't it wasn't as dominant. So, but it just was too much for us. So it created a lot of tension. We were all stressed out. We were trying really hard. And with all that tension, the band broke up. We just decided that, Ray was trying so hard. He spent thousands of dollars on the band, and it just didn't come to fruition. So the band disbanded, and it was very, very sad, very, very heartbreaking. And we just totally disappeared. It's disappeared.
It's a real shame. So
it's a real shame.
After fire actually disbanded, was there a stinge of doing more music, or did you have a break, or what happened afterwards?
No, not with we did have a lot of communicate. It was bad. It was a bad. We were just, everybody was mad and upset and sad. Although we did have other songs that we did record, but we didn't do anything with those songs. There was one, it might be on YouTube, I'm not sure. It's called Eyes of a Child. Great song. And
I believe it is, yeah. Your demo's on YouTube.
Yes, the demos are on YouTube. We're not, and some amazing people have put those up. And Michael Guy, the songwriter and guitarist, he wrote all those songs. He's an amazing songwriter. And so years went by, and then we started getting emails from people and labels that wanted to put a record out, put the CD out, the EP, maybe have some more songs, which Michael has tons of songs. And we've been going back and forth for years now, trying to work it out. As a matter of fact, he's trying to work on something right now. But, we can't make false promises. I would get that CD out, release on a label in a heartbeat, but it's not always that easy. So we get requests to have a CD released so many times from promoters or smaller labels. So, but we're communicating. Michael and I are communicating again, so that's a good thing.
Well, you never know. We may get a fire release in the future. Who knows?
That would be sweet. That I would be so happy. And then also, of course, a nice little tour. Let's get a nice little tour going. That would be happening. We did very little touring. We did most of the touring and performing in Los Angeles. Sometimes we went like went to, I think, Colorado once, Arizona, and we got requests to play in the UK, as a matter of fact, but it never happened. It just didn't happen.
So it was a case of you guys, when you played live as a band, was it mostly just the different states around there?
I mean, United States, yes, just mostly California, Arizona, and Colorado, I believe Colorado too, but just, little jaunts here and there, a couple days, then we came back. But we did perform a lot in a lot of shows in LA. We opened up for some acts, so we got involved. We were involved in the scene and did various things. But yeah, it was a great band.
Did you play with any well-known names at all?
Well, we opened up once for a band called Bang Bang. Do you remember that band? Bang Bang?
Yes. There's a band called Danger Danger, I remember, which
maybe was, Danger Danger.
Might be Danger Danger. They had a song called Bam Bam.
Okay, so maybe
it might be them, not sure. Have to double check after.
I'm not it's not fresh in my mind, but the other band we opened up was with Racer X.
Yes, Racer X.
Paul Gilbert, that was it was a special gig. I was really, as a matter of fact, I just saw them. They were in Buffalo here. Mr. Big was here in Buffalo on Thursday.
Oh, so, brilliant. Great band. Great band.
Went to see them. They were phenomenal. Because Billy's from here. Billy's from Buffalo. So it was a great show.
Billy Sheehan.
Yeah. So, he's a good friend. So people that are from Buffalo, we were all in the music scene together. So we all know each other. We all used to jam together. So it's great that we've been able to keep in contact when we can, so that when somebody comes into town, we get together and it's like a little reunion. So it was a lot of fun. But so we didn't really get to go out of the country, which I really wanted to get out of the country. And now we're getting all these requests. So I told Mike, I said, Mike, people, you gotta please the people. You got to make them happy. If they want us to go out and play, let's do something and let's get out there. So I just keep tightening the little screw and see if he, someday he'll.
Do you reckon all the other members would be happy with getting back together again?
I don't know, Jamie. There was a lot of tension. Although, some of them do, occasionally send a message through Instagram or Facebook, but it was just, not to say that if we were to get in the same room together, it's not like we would be punching each other in the face, but it would be a little tense. But then, everybody's been through so much in their lifetime. I'm sure we would all be adult about it. And if it came to pass that we had a demand to do a tour or something, I'm sure we would jump on it. I'm saying that, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I mean, maybe it's water under the bridge and maybe everyone's moved on from the situation. Yeah,
exactly.
Awesome. So moving on from Fire. So tell me more about your solo projects. I have looked at a few of the songs online. How many albums have you released from your solo project?
Well, probably have maybe 4 or 5 albums out, solo albums. One's in Italian, but it's just a cover thing of Italian songs. But they're basically songs that I wrote with, I started writing with a Hungarian guitarist called János Such. Okay. And what happened was first Larry and I, after Fire, I met Larry and we got married, and Larry Swiss was also an engineer and producer. He did about 12 of are you familiar with Spyro Gyra? It's a jazz band. Yes,
I do know them, yeah.
They're also from Buffalo. Most of the guys are from Buffalo. Larry engineered and produced about 12 of their albums. And then he did a lot of other work with other artists, but he was in Buffalo and I wanted to work on an album, and through a mutual friend, we were introduced. So in that introduction, we ended up working on my debut album, which was after Fire. And it was not like Fire. It was a little more pop, rocky, Alanis Morissette type of stuff with an edge. And we wrote that and we released it as a debut album. And then after that, we decided we were going to go to Europe because my big thing was to come to Europe. I wanted to get to Europe. I thought that that was the market for me. I wanted to, my family's from Europe. I just wanted to get over there. So I we ended up going there and we lived there actually for a year in Maastricht, the Netherlands.
I know it, yeah. Yeah.
So we lived there for about a year. And in that year, we met musicians and we started writing together. And the main guy was Janos Such. He was living there in the Netherlands, but he's from Budapest. He's in Budapest now, Hungary. So there, with that, we put a full album out. That was Shine. It's called Shine.
Brilliant.
And then we toured. We did some touring. We played around. We had a great time. We were there for a year. Then we wrote another album called Spitfire. That album did very well. And Larry was still alive, so we were touring in Europe. We were in mostly in the Netherlands, but we did a couple gigs in Cologne and Belgium, some shows in Belgium. And we started getting a name, a good thing going. And so that was Spitfire. And then through all, we just, time went on and we were doing stuff. We came back to the States. Then we went back to Europe and we started to live in Germany and writing the album. That's the last album that Larry and I did called The Show Must Go On. And yep. Larry came up with that title and also, of course, the song. So we had a bunch of people work together. Also some guys from New York. Jack Daly, who played bass. Rob Bailey, guitars, amazing guys. Mark Ribler, we co-wrote, and also guys from Hungary and also the Netherlands. It was just a big, fat international project, and we recorded it, we finished it, and then then Larry passed away, so it was very difficult for me to handle it emotionally and just how am I going to take this on by myself? Because we did it together. We did everything together. So that kind of put the album on the back burner. And then I was signed to Tanzan Music out of Milano, Italy. So so that's it. So now I'm working on other stuff with other artists. I'm going to release a song in a couple of weeks with an artist called Neil Citron. Are you familiar with Neil Citron?
Yeah, I heard the name, yeah. Heard the name.
He worked for Steve Vai for many, many years, and then he also was part of Quiet Riot for a little bit. He did some songs, and he's involved in a lot of other musical projects. So we did a song called Fallen, and it's a little heavy, pretty heavy, which I love. Even though my music really isn't hard, heavy metal rock, this, I still love it, so there's an energy. And so this is probably the first kind of heavier song that I'm releasing with Neil, and probably out on the 28th of June. We're hoping.
Sounds fantastic. Look forward to hearing it. I'm sure it sounds amazing. I'm sure it will sound amazing once it's released.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. He wrote it. And he's playing all guitars. I mean, he's a beast. It's just right. He's amazing and a good guy. I've known him for many, many years. We also worked together when Fire was just starting out, and he was playing with us for a little bit. So we hooked up about a year and a half ago. So it's nice. Also, who just moved. I hope I'm not allowed to say it. I better not say it. Yeah, I'm going to say it. A good friend, also from Los Angeles, but he's also went to school here in Buffalo, Claude Schnell from Dio. And he just moved into the neighborhood. So we'll be hanging out. I was just over his, you know who he is, right? From Ronnie James Dio.
What was the name again?
Claude Schnell, the keyboardist from Ronnie James Dio.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, he's in the neighborhood. So, there's a lot of musicians here in Buffalo that are, doing very well and have done very well. So it's pretty cool to have everybody in the neighborhood. It's very nice.
Yeah. What's your opinion on streaming? I mean, I'm in a band myself. I play guitar, and two heavy metal bands, one based in London and the other based Birmingham way. So would you say streaming has really had a negative effect on the industry? Do you feel like it's helped you promote yourself, or what's your opinion on it?
It's brutal. It's brutal. We're not making any money. Not that it's about money, but we want to live our life as a musician, and it's very. I mean, for promotional reasons, from promotion you get a lot of exposure. Can't beat that. And we're hoping that with that it encourages people to, you know, go to our, you know, respective websites, check our music out, download, get to know us, come to see our shows, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, it's like, no.
Yeah, it weighs out weirdly. I mean, like you said, it doesn't pay.
Yeah.
You more or less make your money off your merch and your live shows, really. So
Yeah.
not so much your music, unless you sell it on vinyl. I mean, vinyl sells kind of well these days. It depends what market you're really looking at, but
Yes, vinyl is pretty popular. The only vinyl I've done was with the band Actor, and I get some sales from the UK and Germany, and uh, some parts of Belgium. I'm surprised, you know, because you know you don't. It's like not like I promote it or anything, but it's so popular, especially now. Vinyl is so popular, and more bands are doing it. So that's a good thing.
yeah,
And
definitely.
I've always loved vinyl. I think most musicians love vinyl. You want to hold it. These little, you know, it's not even about CDs anymore. You love to hold it, and the graphics, the artwork. It's just, it smells good. I mean, it's just the way it should be.
It's almost like a collector's item these days, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I
Like
know.
Fire might release a vinyl. Who knows? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe one day soon. So we're coming to the end now, Jessie. So
Okay.
you kind of like last minute questions kind of thing. So is there anything you kind of want to say or like promote yourself? Like any websites you want to promote for yourself through interview?
Of course, I have a website. It's jessiegalante.com. I'm on all, you know, I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I guess that's about it, right? What other, and as far as music goes, my music's on every platform, every streaming platform, and everywhere. My website has links to the different albums if anybody wants to buy some or listen to. But and of course YouTube. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about the I'm trying to get back to Europe. I have an agent in the Netherlands, and we're working on trying to get back there. I didn't want to go back after Larry passed away because it was very sad, you know, because we kind of we went to Europe together, and then for me to go back at that time too early on after he passed away was just did not seem right. It's like I just cannot do this. So I feel now it's time, and I'm ready, and so I'm excited about that, working on some more songs. I also co-wrote some songs for albums for a band in Italy, in Rome, called Klee Project, Klee Project. So we're doing some co-writing together again there, and just various projects. You know, I love collaborating. The other thing too, I should mention too, is that about 9 years ago, shortly after Larry had passed away, I saw Billy Sheehan at the NAMM show in Los Angeles, and Larry worked on the first Talus album, Billy's first album, Talus, and you know we talked and exchanged words, and you know he was very sad and everything. So with that, he started thinking about doing something here in Buffalo where musicians from Buffalo get together and see each other again, because people were losing people, and it just was with everybody going everywhere all over the country. We weren't seeing each other, and we all missed each other. So he decided, along with Bobby LaBelle also from Buffalo, guitarist, also from Buffalo here. They decided to start this project called The Mob, the Musicians of Buffalo. And it was not only for us to see each other, but to honor our friends that we've lost, and also to contribute to a charity here in Buffalo. So this is going on our 9th month. We do it every year. This year's at December 14th. It's going to be at Babeville. It's Ani DeFranco's venue. It's a church, beautiful, gorgeous church. And we invite friends. We get up, we do Christmas songs, we do rock songs. It's a big party. Families come in. I mean, it's just a big, huge thing. We raise money, and the money we raised is for Robbie Goo's Music is Art Foundation. Robbie Goo of the Goo Goo Dolls. Again, we're all friends. Everybody we did the scenes together here in Buffalo. So now we're giving back to the community, and that helped us and kind of launched us. So this year it's December 14th, and it's a lot of fun. Billy comes in from Nashville. We're here. We have rehearsals, we have parties, we get together, we eat food, and it's just absolutely a blast. So that's something very near and dear to our hearts.
That's fantastic. I think it's good to do gigs like that as well, because it brings communities together. It gives people a chance to maybe hear bands they haven't heard before, and it's good to kind of hear new names or bands they do know already, just to basically come along and have a good time, basically.
It really is. And, a lot of us, most of us, or all of us are in the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame. So they support us. So, and we in turn support the community. It's just one of the, like you said, it's a big musical community, but it's also a very small musical community because we're all very close. So it's a wonderful thing. And I'm very honored to be part of it.
It's brilliant. It's like here. I mean, you've got like the metal scene here is very. Everyone seems to know each other, and it kind of. I mean, I've played in numerous bands over the years, and as yourself, and you build up that community. I mean, obviously England's a lot smaller than the USA, but like it's you get to know everyone. It's like
absolutely. So you live a little bit north. Are you a little bit north of London, right? Where you live?
Yes. Yeah. So I currently live in Bedfordshire, which is just northish of London, but it's kind of in between London and Birmingham, you could say, really. So Birmingham being the home of heavy metal, Black Sabbath, and all that. So yeah. So
very cool. Very cool. You've been in a lot of bands. It's very cool. Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you? What are you doing? I'm going to start interviewing you now.
Woo! I just love Fire's music, so
yes, exactly. Well,
and I wanted people that listen to my podcast to hear your music. Like, it's just like you've got a great voice, and everything you do is just really cool.
Well, thank you. That means a lot. I appreciate that. I just love to sing. My whole family's musical. It comes natural to me. I'm comfortable with it. Sometimes the songwriting, the actual business of it all is a little hard and difficult, but we get through it because we love it so much. It's what we do.
Exactly.
It's what we do. It's part of our life. And I absolutely love it. Yeah.
You've got to see it this way. Like, music's like an outlet, right? And a lot of people don't have an outlet. Like, they're like, what is my outlet? Whereas me and you, we have music as our outlet. Do you know what I mean? Like, I play guitar and I feel better. Do you know what I mean? And you sing and you feel better. It's the same thing. So,
I mean, could you imagine our lives without music in our lives? I mean, playing music, performing music, listening is one thing, but I just cannot even function. I couldn't even function. When I was grieving for Larry, the heavy grieving for about 3 years, because it was a tragic situation. I was like on top of the grieving, I felt, because I wasn't doing music as much, it was worse. It just really, I wasn't being healed by what I loved. So, but then it started to come around and I started to heal again. So it's also healing. It's amazing. Music is healing.
Yeah, exactly. It is.
Reasons. Yeah.
Yeah. It helps with all sorts of stuff, definitely.
Exactly.
Okay, Jesse, I will end the podcast there if that's okay. I really appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you so much. And to all your listeners and viewers, I appreciate it. Get out there, rock and roll.
That's it. That's it. Check Jessie out on what she said in the interview, her website and stuff. I'll probably link it all down below anyway when I post the video. So you guys can check her out and her band, definitely. Thank you very much, Jessie. Thank you.
Okay, Jamie, thank you so much. It's nice to meet you. I appreciate it really big time. Enjoy.
Thank you very much.